in. Hey guys, Chris, strat-o-matic Delaware, and we are bringing you DiceNutz Golf this afternoon. A small little threesome down at Augusta on a beautiful October Saturday evening. Well, late afternoon. A threesome, Sergio Garcia, Rory Mcilroy, and Phil Mickelson. We're just going to play a round of golf here at Augusta. I've already rolled for pin placement for the round. It is 13. For those of you wondering how to play, Chris at Espo Strat has done a video, a very short video on how to play rolls, looking it up on the cards. But you don't need a long video. It's very simple. It is easy to do. I mean, I played a round a couple of nights ago when I first got the game, and at the end of the third hole, I was playing the game and very seldom looking at the rules. It's very simple to pick up. So without any further ado, honors were drawn. Sergio Garcia will lead off on the first tee, Rory Mcilroy, and then Phil Mickelson. So Sergio Garcia, his first drive is a 3. -2 on his drive makes it a 1. He has hit a beautiful drive way down the middle of the fairway. Let's go ahead and get Rory McIlroy's first shot. Rolls a 10. Take 3 is a 7, so he's nearly as far as Garcia. And let's go with Phil Mickelson. He'll take 2, so that'll be a 9, and they are lined up in a holding pattern on the fairway. So Mickelson is away with his second shot. He will have honors. Long approach +3 makes it 2. So that's a 7, so he's going to be short of the green in front. His second shot. Rory McIlroy. He's got a medium approach, adds 2, adds 1 with his rating, so that's a 6. So he's going to be short on the left with his second shot. Sergio Garcia, approach short, adds 1, and his rating takes 1 from the die, and that's a 6. He is over there with McIlroy. So all 3 golfers have missed the green on their second shots on the par 4. Mickelson will be up first with a medium chip. Takes 2 off the die. Takes 3 with his rating. So that is a 3. He will have a putt 3. So we'll move him over there. Mickelson with a middle putt to save par. We will go with Rory McIlroy. -3 on the close, on the chip short. Make it -5 with his rating, and it is a 0. So he is right next to the hole. He'll have a tap in for par. Now let's do it this way. That'll be easier. All right, so he will have a tap in. Sergio Garcia with the -3 chip short, -5. And he has a 0, and he will have a tap in. So let's go with Mickelson. He's got a P3. No difference on the rating, so he needs a 0 to 2 to hold this. We rolled 13. 13 is 0 change to the difficulty. So he rolls a 4, which leaves him a P1. Short putt to save bogey. He's still away. -1, and that'll be a 1. That holes in. So Mickelson scores a 5. To go to 1 over. Next is going to be Rory McIlroy with a tap in. And he rolls a 3, so he is tapped in to save his par. And now Sergio Garcia His tap in, it is good. He saves his par. So after one, Phil Mickelson bogeys with a 5. He's +1. McIlroy scores par, and Garcia scores par. So we will go to the second hole, the par 5. Move the golfers down. So Garcia will keep the honors, and McIlroy second, Mickelson third. So let's roll for the drives. Garcia 5 -2 is a 3. So he's hit another beautiful drive up adjacent to the sand trap. The big fairway bunker. Rory Mcilroy, he'll be taking a 3 off with his distance. Rolls a 14. He is in that bunker. Not a good shot. Phil Mickelson taking 2. That'll be a 10. And he is behind Garcia in the fairway. So Mickelson will be up with his second shot first, being furthest. Phil Mickelson has a long approach. He's adding +7. His rating makes it +6, so it is a 6. A beautiful shot. He is just short of the green and in great shape to perhaps get that stroke back and back to even par. Next is going to be Rory Mcilroy. Long sand adds 6. His rating makes it 5. Rolls an 8. He is in the bunker on the right. So McIlroy is in the sand. Second straight shot. Sergio Garcia, long approach +6. His rating makes it +4. So he rolls a 9, and he is going to be he's going to be well short of the green, but in the fairway. And he will be up next. He has a short approach, no change. His rating makes it a -2. And that makes that a 0. And he just misses the hole. He's about 12 inches away. He'll have that tap in for par, or for birdie rather. And perhaps the lead. Next will be Rory Mcilroy. Short sand. His rating makes that a -2. And Rory Mcilroy with a masterful shot out of the bunker. Parks it right next to the cup. He'll have that tap in out of 2 bunkers for birdie. Next is Phil Mickelson. Chip short -3, and his rating makes it a -5. So that is a 3. He will have a long putt for birdie. These young guys are getting away with murder. Mickelson's doing it right, and he's not doing that well. Phil Mickelson, a long putt. We rolled a 13 for pin, and it will be 0 effect. So a P3, Mickelson rolls an 8, and that will leave him with a P1 for par. Still away. He's rolling again. -1 due to his rating is a 6, and he holes out. So Mickelson scores a par to stay at 1 over. Rory Mcilroy with his tap in, and it is good. That is a birdie for Rory Mcilroy. Goes to 1 under. Sergio Garcia with a birdie tap in as well. He misses it. He misses it across the break. rolls the lip and about 3 inches away from the cup. He gets that tap in for par. Garcia with a miscue. Stays at even par. So after 2, it is Rory Mcilroy at 1 under par, Sergio Garcia at even, and Phil Mickelson +1. We go to the 3rd. Oh, move these guys over here. Move you guys up here. Go to the 3rd. The sloping par 4. And we are going to have McIlroy, then Garcia, then Mickelson. So McIlroy with his drive. He's not going to lay up. He's putting it out there. 10 and take off 3 is a 7. A beautiful drive by Rory Mcilroy. Okay. Next is Sergio Garcia. He'll take 2 off. Rolls a 14, and he is in the rough on the left side of the fairway beyond the bunkers. Phil Mickelson is going to lay up, and he does so. Very well. So all 3 have taken their drives off the tee. Mickelson first to hit his approach shot, +1 on a short approach. His rating makes that a -1. So it's a 0. Mickelson with a beautiful shot right next to the cup, maybe 12 inches. He'll have that tap in for birdie. Hoping it goes well. Next is going to be Sergio Garcia. Medium rough, +3. And his rating makes it a +2. Rolls a 9. He finds himself in the bunker on the left side of the green. Rory McIlroy, the short approach. 0 on the course, -2 on his card. Rolls a 2. And he is right there, pretty much the same putt as Mickelson has. They'll have a very short tap in for birdie. So we go to the greenside bunker. Sergio Garcia, short sand, -2. 0 modification from the course. Rolls a 4, so he's going to have a P4 putt to save par. And as he is away, he will be putting. P4 is +1 for him. 13 pin placement is 0 for everybody, so it is a 6 on the P4, and that will leave him with a P1 for bogey, and he is still away. And with the 7, P1 makes that a 7. Yep, he holds it. So bogey 5 for Garcia. Moves to +1. Rory McIlroy with the tap in. He gets it in there. That is a birdie for McIlroy. Goes to 2 under. Phil Mickelson with his tap in. And he gets back to even par. So after 3, we have Rory McIlroy in the lead at 2 under. Phil Mickelson is even par, 2 strokes behind. Sergio Garcia 1 over par. So we will go to the 4th. Right there. Move them up a little bit so you can see better. All right, here we go. The fourth, and it is going to be McIlroy, Mickelson, and then Garcia. It's McIlroy with the approach long +4. His rating takes that to +2. Rolls a 4, so he will have a rather long putt, but he is on the green. Next is Phil Mickelson. Approach long +4, and his rating takes that to +3. Almost a horrible shot. Oh, it stays on the back of the green, but he will have a P5, a very long putt. Sergio Garcia. Approach long +4. His rating makes it +2. Rolls an 8. He finds the bunker on the left side. Garcia, not a good start to the round. So he will be making his second shot next. Short sand -1. His rating makes that -3. That is a 2. So he's going to have about a 7-foot putt to save par. And he is, okay, he is on the green. Mickelson has got a very long putt, about 35 feet. He just needs to get this close. P5. The green is a 0, so he's reading the die straight. He rolls an 8, which is going to leave a P2, about an 8-footer. Long putt to save par. Came up short. Next is going to be Rory Mcilroy. He's got about a 19-footer. And he is +1 at that range. He rolls a 7. And that will be a P2 as well. Just about the same putt left for him. And here comes Sergio Garcia. A 6-footer to save par. And here we go. Straight putt, 8. And he lips it. He's going to lose another stroke. However, Mickelson is away, so Mickelson is going to make his putt. He's got about an 8-footer for par. Oh, and look at that. He's got it. Drains it right into the cup. Par for Mickelson. Stays it even on the round. Rory Mcilroy, about 6 foot, just about the same break, a little bit to the right of Mickelson's line. And he studied Mickelson's ball going in. Followed it pretty much exactly. He stays at 2 under. Sergio Garcia now with the 6-footer. Now with the 4-footer to save par. No, sorry, to get a save bogey. 9. And he lips it. It runs past and down the green about 3 feet away. Oh, horrible, horrible turn of events for Garcia. He makes that one, but he double bogeys. A 5. He is now +3. So after 4 holes, Rory Mcilroy stays at 2 under. Phil Mickelson is at even par, and Sergio Garcia with the double bogey is 3 over. We go to the 5th, and it will be McIlroy, Mickelson, Garcia. Let me move that up there. Yeah, we can see everybody's cards good enough. All right, that'll do. Right there, that will do. The 5th. McIlroy, Mickelson, Garcia. McIlroy off the tee. Rolls a 4. His rating, and he's going for distance, so a -3, that's a 1. He has hit a beautiful shot. Well down the fairway on this par 4. Beautiful shot. Phil Mickelson is going to go for distance as well. A 2 -2. He is right there with McIlroy. Sergio Garcia, -2 accuracy or distance, either one. He is going to go for distance. Rolls an 8, that's a 6. He is on the fairway behind the other two, and he will be up next. All three have hit good tee shots on the 5th. Sergio Garcia, +2 on a medium approach. That will make him a +1. Rolls a 3, a 4, so he will have a P4 for birdie. Next is going to be Phil Mickelson, which is a short approach, +1. His rating makes it -1, which is a 1, and he leaves that one maybe about 4 feet away from the pin. Beautiful shot, backed right down to the cup. And Rory Mcilroy, +1 short approach. That will make it -1. Oh no, he rolls the 8, and he is long off the green on the back right side. Oh no, the leader is in trouble. So his third shot will be a chip rough. -1, his rating makes that 0, or this doesn't change it, so that's a 2. So McIlroy will have about a 9-footer to save par. Sergio Garcia is away. He's got about a 19-footer, this for birdie. P4 +1. Hole is 0, so that is a 5, and he leaves himself about a 4-footer to save par. Rory Mcilroy, his par saving attempt. 0, P2, 0, rolls a 5, and just lips it. That will leave a tap in for bogey. Phil Mickelson, P1, rolls a 5, and that is in the cup for a birdie. Mickelson to negative numbers for the first time in the round. Takes him to -1. Sergio Garcia to save par. Not even, that's good. In the cup. Stops the slide, stays at +3. Rory McIlroy, a tap in to save bogey, and it is in. He drops to -1 in a tie for the lead with Phil Mickelson. So after 5 holes, Mickelson -1, McIlroy -1, and 3 over par for Sergio Garcia. So we're going to go to the 6th. Move you gentlemen right up here, like so. And this time Mickelson gets the honors with Garcia and then McIlroy. So it is an approach medium +1 to this heavily sloping green. pin placement is going to be +1 on this hole. They've got the flag on the right-hand side next to that difficult slope going down to the right off the green. So here we go. Phil Mickelson. Approach medium +1. His rating makes it a -1. Rolls an 8, and he is long over the green for his first stroke. Next is Sergio Garcia. And he'll be rolling even dice. And it rolls back, it bounces up to the cup, spins, stops where it is, 6 inches away. He nearly holed that one out. Rory Mcilroy. Approach medium +1, -1, no. Even roll on his die, and he rolls a 2. So he will have about an 8-footer for birdie. So Phil Mickelson has a -1 on chip rough, and his rating makes that a -2 for his second shot. It's a 5. He clunks it. It's going to be a very long putt to save par. And he is away. Oh, he is going to have to roll a 0. No, course is +1. He's not going to hole it. 8, he's going to leave himself about an 8-footer to save bogey. And he is not a note. Rory Mcilroy is away now. Getting ready to take his putt. A P2. +1 for the hole is a 9. And it runs right by the hole. Miraculously stops before it gets onto the fringe, and he's just about got as long a putt coming back up the hill. And Mickelson says he's still away, so McIlroy, a long uphill putt to save par, rolls a 6 on a P2 and misses it. He comes up short. So Mickelson, with his 7-footer to save bogey, +1 is a 6, and he comes up short as well. Mickelson is going to go again. He's got a P1, and he gets it. In for a 5, a double bogey, Phil Mickelson. Goes to 1 over par. Bogey saving putt for Rory Mcilroy. Rolls a 5, and his rating takes away the adjustment from the hole. He gets it in. Bogey for McIlroy. So he goes to even par. Sergio Garcia, birdie tap in. And he holds it. So he drops to +2. Your leaderboard after 6. Rory Mcilroy at even par. Phil Mickelson 1 over par. Garcia 2 over par. All 3 golfers still relatively close to each other here. We go to the 7th. Yeah, get there. Stop it. And it will be Phil Mickelson. No, had a double. It's going to be Garcia, then McIlroy, then Mickelson. On the 7th hole, Sergio Garcia teeing off first. 16, take away 2 is 14, and Garcia finds the rough well up the fairway on the left-hand side. Sergio Garcia. No, Rory Mcilroy, I'm sorry. That was Garcia. McIlroy. 14 take away 3 is 11, and he finds the rough well up on the right side. Phil Mickelson. That's a 9, and he has found the fairway. He is further away, but he is on the short hair. So he's going to go first. Long approach +3. His rating makes that a +2. Rolls a 2. So he is in good shape on the green. Next is going to be Sergio Garcia, a +4 rough medium. His rating makes that a +3. So that will be a 9, and he duffs it. He is in the bunker just short of the green. And now we have Rory Mcilroy out of the rough on the right, +3 medium rough. And that will be +1 with his rating. Rolls a 9. He is in the bunker as well. And that is a short sand +0. No effect. So short sand will go McIlroy. It'll be a -2 on the roll. He's got a P3. So he'll have that putt to save par. Sergio Garcia takes 2 off the die. A P4, a longer putt to save par. So Garcia is up with a P4. He is +1. The hole does not change it. So he rolls a 1, and he drains it. Beautiful putt by Sergio Garcia to save par and stay at 2 over. Rory Mcilroy is a P3. No effect on the die. Rolls a 7. So he has a P1 remaining for bogey. Phil Mickelson with a P2 for birdie. He's got it. Absolutely has got it. He drops to even par. At the moment in a tie with McIlroy, but McIlroy has one more putt to make at least. And in all likelihood, well, it will be the lead for Mickelson. 8 on a P1, and he lips it. He's got a short little tap in to make. Oh, he misses the tap in. He gets that one. He 4 putts the 7th green. And in a terrible change of events with the 6, he goes to 2 over, tied with Sergio Garcia, 2 strokes back from Mickelson, who is even par. We go to the 8th, the long uphill par 5. We might have to move these guys like this so that we can see see the cards and see what is going on. Yep, that'll do. All right. Well, we can move them down a little bit. Okay. So it is going to be Phil Mickelson, Sergio Garcia, and then Rory Mcilroy off the tee. For the 8th, here is Mickelson's drive. 10 minus 2 is an 8, so he is on the fairway near the back of the fairway bunker. Next up is going to be Sergio Garcia. 12 minus 2 is 10, and he is in the same area as Mickelson. Rory Mcilroy will take 3 with his distance, a 7. He is in the exact same area, all 3 of them, with nearly identical drives. So Phil Mickelson will be next. These are all approach long +7. Mickelson's rating makes that a +6. So that is a 6. And he drives it very well, just short of the green on the left. In good shape to possibly up and down for a birdie. Next is going to be Sergio Garcia. A +7 long approach. His rating makes that a +5. So he rolls a 7, and he's going to be long off the back of the green on the right. Not in a horrible place to be. Rory Mcilroy would like to make some strokes up here. He's going to be a +5 with his rating, and that's a 7, and he has overshot the green with Sergio. So Garcia is going to be first to shoot from back there. It is a chip medium -2. Garcia's rating makes that a -3. And just a few inches from the hole, that will leave a tap in on the par 5 for birdie for Garcia. Next is going to be Rory Mcilroy, the -2 chip medium, and his rating makes it a -3, and he is going to see a tap in for him as well to save birdie, or to get a birdie, not save it. Phil Mickelson with a -3 chip short. His rating makes that a -5. And he is going to have a tap in as well. All three of them. So let's just go in order of honors. Mickelson makes it. Garcia makes it. McIlroy makes it. All of them in with birdies on 8. So there is that. There is that. And there is that. So after 8 holes at Augusta, you have Phil Mickelson with a 1 under par lead. 2 strokes behind him at 1 over are Sergio Garcia and Rory Mcilroy. And the honors will stay the same for the 9th hole. So let us move the cards up here, here, and here. And we have the 9th hole, the vicious dog leg leading back up to the clubhouse. With the long sloping green and the sharp uphill from the fairway proper up to the green table. We are going to have Phil Mickelson with the honors. And then Sergio Garcia and then Rory Mcilroy. Phil Mickelson is going to go for driving distance is a -2. Not much worse on the penalties. He's going to drive, and that gives him a 7. So he is sitting very well inside the dog leg of the fairway in plain view of the green on the left side. Next is going to be Sergio Garcia. He's a -3 distance, -1 accuracy. He might get a stroke back if he does this. His approach long is -2. Garcia is going to go for accuracy on this one. 5 -2 is 3, and he is sitting very pretty on the right side of the fairway, a little bit further away from the pin than Mickelson is. Rory McIlroy's turn, -3 distance. I think he's going to kill it. And he outdrives Mickelson at the bottom of the slope leading up to the green. So we are going to go to second shots. Sergio Garcia is away. Approach medium +2. His rating will make that a +1. Rolls a 9. He's in the bunker on the left. He just did not. He did not get underneath that, and just horrible shot. bounced off the lip of the bunker and down into the sand. Next is going to be Phil Mickelson. Approach medium +2. His rating negates that. Rolls a 5. He'll have a really long putt for birdie, but he is on the green. Now Rory Mcilroy, after his brilliant drive, +1 short approach. His rating makes that a -1. Rolls an 8, and he is in the mounds in the rough on the right side of the green. So McIlroy is away. He'll go first. Chip rough -1. McIlroy's rating makes that -1. Rolls an 8. And he stays right where he is. He missed a shot. He missed the shot. Swing and a miss. Swinging a knee cheese. He's disgusted. He's going to take another crack at it. 5. That's going to leave him a very long putt, and he lays 4. McIlroy is in trouble on the 9th. Next is going to be Sergio Garcia out of that sand. Lying 2. And the short sand is -2. That gives him a 1. He'll have a P1 for par. Phil Mickelson already on the green with a very long putt. This for birdie. The pin roll of 13 adds +1 to everybody. So here we go, Mickelson, and he rolls a 2 on a P5. He'll have a P1 left for par. McIlroy's very long bogey putt, almost as long as Mickelson's. He rolls a 7. Hole makes that an 8. He'll have a P2 remaining for double bogey. Not over for Rory Mcilroy yet. And he is still away. He's going to take that putt now. McIlroy, no change, +1. It's a 3. He gets it in the cup. He is off 9 with a double bogey 6. Goes to 3 over par for the front 9. We now have Sergio Garcia, about a 7-footer to save par. 5. The hole makes that a 6. And he's going to be left with a short, oh no, a P1. Makes it a 6. It is in. So he pars to stay at 1 over. Phil Mickelson with about a 4-footer to save par. Rolls a 9. Are you serious? -1. Okay. Not had that yet. And what order does it say to do it in the rules? It says when putting. It says, we're in the pin location, found, roll the D20. We already did that. Length of putt is determined by the previous approach shot. Okay, and using blah, okay. But in what order do you determine modifications? I am going to say that you determine modifications by the golfer's card and then by the course. I believe. But I need to ask and make sure about that. But we'll do that. Because if it was by the course and then the golfer's card, he's already rolled a 9, do the whole pin placement, the 9 can't be any greater, and then do the hole and it's an 8 and he's left with a tap in instead of a P1. But if you do the -1 for the P1 first on Mickelson's card, that takes it to an 8, and then the hole takes it to a +1. And everywhere I've seen, you add the golfer's modification and then the hole. So I'm going to do that. But I am going to get on the forum and ask for clarification. So that being the case, Mickelson misses the par, got just about the same putt coming back up the hill, which he gets for a bogey. That could cause some argument. In which order are modifications to a shot added? Golfer first or hole first? That is a very good question. So after 9, Phil Mickelson drops back to even par, one ahead of Sergio Garcia, who is one over, and Rory Mcilroy on the wings of 2 bogeys and 2 double bogeys on the front 9, still miraculously only 3 over par. We go to 10. We are on the back 9 now. Amen's corner is imminent. No, I haven't been watching the Masters for 32 years. For someone who's never been there, I don't know Augusta like the back of my hand. I haven't programmed it into 3 different video games, including Jack Nicklaus 6. I've never done anything like that. I love Augusta. I'd love to go for a match. All right, here we go. So honors for the 10th are going to be Garcia, Mickelson, McIlroy. So Garcia is first. Guys are hoping to hit it to the left of the left side of the fairway, catch that slope, and have it roll all the way down by those bunkers down there. Catch that little slope past the porch and let her roll. Garcia taking 2 away, which is a 7, and he gets it just about there, but it does not roll. Not as far as he would have liked, but a beautiful drive nonetheless. That will bring us to Phil Mickelson, who is taking 2 off his drive roll, so a 14, a 13, and he is on the fairway, not far behind Garcia. Next up, Rory Mcilroy takes 3 off his roll, a 7, and he's right down there with Garcia. Beautiful drive. So here we go. Phil Mickelson is away for his second. He's got approach long plus, if you can see it, 3 there, 190 yards out. Approach long plus 3, his rating makes that a plus 2. He rolls an 8, that's going to be a 9. He's in the sand on the right. Second shot for Rory Mcilroy, and that is 160 yards out, approach medium, plus 2. His rating makes it a plus 1. Rolls a 4, that's a 5, so he is on the green, but he's got a very long putt for birdie. But it is a birdie putt, and that's a good thing for Rory Mcilroy. On the green, Sergio Garcia, same shot, approach medium, plus 2. His rating makes it plus 1. And a P1. He's 4 feet from the pin for a birdie putt. Oh, goodness. So these guys are putting. Mickelson with his 3rd. Short sand. No modification. -2 off his card. And he'll have that tap in for par. Takes a couple of bounces, lands about 3 feet in front of the pin, scoots forward another 18 inches, he'll have that for a par. So here we go, McIlroy, halfway across the green, about 40 feet away, really hoping just to get this one close, especially on this treacherous green that slopes towards the left and then down towards the front of the green and way down into that hole by that little 8 there. McIlroy did not do a very good putt. 0 modification for the pin placement. A P5. He'll have a P2. A long for a par putt. A long par putt left, and he is still away with that P2. So McIlroy. Let's say you get an idea about how far away they are. McIlroy's here. Garcia is about here, and Mickelson's like that close. So McIlroy for par, P2, rolls a 5, and it lips. He'll have a tap in left to save bogey. Garcia with a P1 straight off the die, and that is a 1. It's in. He's got a birdie. He's down to even par heading into Amen's corner. Phil Mickelson with a tap in. It's in. He's got par. And a tap in for bogey for McIlroy. He's got it. McIlroy is slipping. He goes to 4 over. Garcia and Mickelson, after 10, are tied at even par. So we are going to go to the 11th. The beginning of disaster. This is where heroes are made and non-heroes are made to cry and go home. Now that happens on 12. Now that really happens on 18. Okay, so honors are going to be Garcia, Mickelson, McIlroy. Garcia leading off on the tee. 5, that is a 3. Beautiful drive down the middle of the fairway. Beautiful drive by Sergio Garcia. Next up, Phil Mickelson. He'll take 2 off the die for a 16, and he snaps it out there. Slice hits the trees. He's in the rough on the right. A good long ways away from the green. And Rory Mcilroy looking to chug this one down the fairway. Takes 3 off. That is a 14. And he is in the rough just up the road from Mickelson. So neither of them in very good shape. Mickelson is going to lay up. 15. Make sure I do that right. Lay up zones 1 to 19 successful. Yep, that's what I thought. 20 is the worst hazard up there. So Mickelson lays up successfully. Rory Mcilroy, +5 rough long. His rating would make that a +3. Going into this green, he's going to lay it up as well. Does so. So both of them are just shy of the green proper. Sergio Garcia looking to get on and get in command of this round. Medium, that's a medium approach, +2, 180 yards out. His card makes that a +1. He rolls an 8. He's in the bunker on the right. Okay, Mickelson is going to be first up, and this for both is an approach short 0 modification. So Mickelson will be -2, and he is rolling for a tap-in, and he has a tap-in putt for par to save par. And, yep, been doing some beautiful play with his short game. He has had 4 one-putt, 3 one-putt pars. Correction, 1 one-putt par, 2 one-putt birdies. And this a chance for a one-putt par. All right, so everybody is, okay, that is Mickelson. He is on. Rory Mcilroy. Approach short 0. His card makes it a -2, which will be a 1. He'll have a P1 for par. couple of feet further away from the cup than Mickelson is. Garcia out of the bunker. Sand shot +0. -2. And that will be a tap in left to save par for Garcia. So McIlroy is away with a P1. So to get an idea, Garcia's here, Mickelson's here, McIlroy's here as far as in relation to the pin. McIlroy, he holds it. Paw from McIlroy stays at plus full. Throw a little bend right in there. Next up is going to be Mickelson with a tap in. And he makes it. Mickelson pars, stays at even par. Garcia with a tap in, and he makes his putt to stay at even par. So after 11, coming up on the par 3 on Rays Creek, we have Mickelson and Garcia still tied at even par, and Rory Mcilroy 4 strokes back. We go to 12, where weak irons go to die and drown with a big old blub, blub, blub. Right there it is, number 12. Honors will be Garcia. McIlroy trailing Mickelson. Sorry, Mickelson, McIlroy. On the 12th, this hole has a +1 off the tee. Approach medium. Garcia, his rating will make that a straight die roll of 8, and he's in the bunker in front. Phil Mickelson, approach medium +1. His rating makes this a -1. He rolls a 6, and he is in the rough on the back right side of the green, just off the edge of the green, really. So that brings us to Rory Mcilroy. +1 approach medium. His rating makes it a straight die roll. And he rolls a 1. He parks it right next to the pin. We'll have about a 4-footer for birdie. Rory Mcilroy finally perhaps getting back on track. We have a sand shot for Garcia for his second short sand. -2 is his rating. And he does not hole out, but he will have a tap in to save par. Phil Mickelson, -3 chip short. His rating makes that a -5. And he will have about the same putt McIlroy has, only he lays 2. McIlroy only 1. Mickelson will putt again, P1. And we have 0 modification due to pin placement. -1 on Mickelson's card, and that will be a hole out for a par. McIlroy's birdie putt, and that is in. McIlroy gets a stroke back. He's at +3. 3 behind Mickelson. And that will leave us Sergio Garcia with a tap in. He's got it. Par for Garcia. So after 12, Garcia and Mickelson at even par. Rory McIlroy 3 back but gaining ground. We go to the 13th. Which we did not change that. Need to flip it and put you guys there. That up there as high as we can, so we can make sure we can see the cards of the participants. Right about there. Good enough. Very well. Honors for this hole will be Rory McIlroy leading off. And then it will be Sergio Garcia and then Phil Mickelson. McIlroy looking to get some strokes back, going the distance. Rolls an 8, and he is doing very well in the middle of the fairway. Past the dog leg, lofted it over the trees. Rays Creek in the distance, back by the tee. Sergio Garcia getting ready to drive over it. He is going for distance. He'll take 2 off, and that's a 6. Garcia right there with McIlroy. And now Phil Mickelson. He's going to go for distance. Rolls a 10. These guys are here. All 3 of them are there. So we'll just put them here, but all 3 are there, rolling off of that approach long +3. Heading into that green, who is going to go for it? 200 yards out, +3, approach long. First is going to be Mickelson. His rating makes it a +2. Does he lay up or does he go? He's already taken a risk going for distance as opposed to accuracy. Does he lay up or does he go? Mickelson is going. A +2 long. Because, yeah, takes 1 away. +2 long. Rolls a 4. He is on the green with a P4. A long eagle putt. Next up, Sergio Garcia. Stay there, Phil. Quit falling over. Sergio Garcia, +3 approach medium. His rating makes that a +2. He's going to go for it. And he rolls a 3. He is a little closer to the pin than Mickelson is. Rory McIlroy, with nothing to lose at this point, is going for it. Approach long -2, so he is only reading a +1. And he has got a P2. That roughly equivocates how far away from the pin all 3 golfers are. So Mickelson is away. He's got a very long putt for eagle. P4 and nothing. Pin placement, 0 modification, so straight die. Rolls a 7, and that will leave him a P1 for birdie. So he is about there. Next is Sergio Garcia with a P3 putt, which he has a -1 on that, which is a 3, and he'll have a tap in for birdie. All 3 golfers doing very well on a 13th, taming the beast. That is McIlroy. McIlroy now with a P2, straight die. Rolls a 3, and he'll have a tap in as well for birdie. So Mickelson with a P1 is away. -1 off his card is a 5, and that is in the cup for a birdie 4 for Phil Mickelson. Goes to 1 under. Tap in for Sergio Garcia, and that is a birdie. Goes to 1 under. Rory McIlroy with a tap in for a birdie. He makes it. He gets to +2. So there is your scorecard after 13. 3 birdies, all 3 golfers on the 13th hole. Mickelson and Garcia tied at 1 under. 3 strokes back is Rory McIlroy at +2. We go to the 14th. An easy hole, a very treacherous green. I think we're going to do it this way. A very treacherous green. It has got more, that green has got more warps than a season of Star Trek. It's ugly. I've seen some of the putts made on that hole over the years. I don't ever want to play the 14 at Augusta. I would rather be forced to play 12 18 times than have to play 14. Ah, goodness, here we go. Honors will be retained from the last hole, which go all the way back, while McIlroy has the honors. We have to go back 3 holes to find Garcia. I keep doing that. McIlroy to find Garcia ahead of Mickelson. So McIlroy leading off the tee. No modification off the tee. Get back down here. McIlroy takes a -3. He rolls a 4 for his drive, and he is way down the fairway. Beautiful drive by Rory Mcilroy here on 14. Next, Sergio Garcia will take 2 off his drive, and that's a 10 down the fairway just behind McIlroy. Next is Phil Mickelson eyeing up his shot. He'll take 2 off the die, and that's a 12, and he is right there with Sergio Garcia behind McIlroy. Yeah, every once in a while I slip into a Ben Wright when I'm talking about golf. I listen to that man call so much golf. It's a shame the remarks that he made, and that he got dumped by CBS and turned to alcoholism after that, and it took a couple of friends, including Vern Lundquist, I believe, to get him into Betty Ford and get cleaned up. But, man, just... there's life in the old bear yet. Masters, 86, Eagle on 15, 4th round, Jack Nicholson, Sunday afternoon. Love Ben Wright. And here I am taking these guys off of here. What am I doing? Get back to it. Pay attention. Phil Mickelson, he's going to have a approach medium +2 from 155 yards out. His rating makes that a straight die roll, and that is a P1, a beautiful shot. Mickelson will have a 4-footer for birdie. That is going to leave Sergio Garcia with a +2 approach medium. His rating makes it a +1, rolls a 7. He's going to be in the rough on the left side of the green. The left side of the green, yep. Rory Mcilroy. Approach short +1. His rating makes it a -1, rolls a 4, so he'll have a P4. Now we'll put it there so we don't block any of the ratings. For the hole, we might need Sergio Garcia, the last man not on the green yet. Chip medium, -2. His rating makes it a -3. That is a roll for a hole out. Doesn't get it, but he's got to tap in left for par. So he should not lose any strokes on this hole. However, McIlroy with a long and arduous birdie putt on this hole. And you'll see the ratings. 3 to 11 is 0. 12 and down is +1. That's because this side of the green right here slopes up about 3 feet off the green. It is horrendous. But Garcia, did he make? Yeah, he's got the tap in. Okay, so McIlroy, P4 +1, green +2, rolls a 2. He will have a P2 left to save par. And he's going again. He is still away. So a P2, he's +1 for the pin placement. Rolls a 5, and he'll have a tap in left for bogey. He goes ahead and taps it in. It's good. Bogey 5 for McIlroy goes back to +3. All but out of this round. 4-footer for Phil Mickelson for birdie and a chance to get the lead over Garcia. P1, he's got it. Beautiful hole played by Phil Mickelson. Back-to-back birdies on 13 and 14, and he goes to 2 under par. 1 stroke ahead of Garcia at the moment. He's got a tap in, and he gets it. So Garcia gets his par to stay at 1 under. So your leaderboard after 14, Phil Mickelson, 2 under par. 1 under par, Sergio Garcia, and Rory Mcilroy at 3 over and fading fast. We go to the 15th, Eagle City. There's life in the old bear yet. Those words were said here as Jack Nicklaus made his charge for his 6th green jacket in 1986. I had the fortune of watching that round on TV. I do recall that round of golf. I was thrilled that my Ohio State graduate Jack Nicklaus was doing so well again. So here we go. The honors are going to be Phil Mickelson. It's a +0 off the tee for drive accuracy. Let's see. Next is going to be Sergio Garcia and then Rory Mcilroy. I go to Ben Wright whenever I say his name. Rory Mcilroy. Phil Mickelson, teeing off the 15th. -2 for his distance. That'll be 18, and he whacks it down the left side in the rough on the top of the slope. He's going to have to lay up from there. No chance to go to the green. Not with a +6 for long rough. Next is Sergio Garcia, hoping to take advantage of Mickelson's miscue, taking 2 off his drive at a 2, and he nails it. 195 yards away from the pin. Top of the slope, looking destiny in the face. Rory Mcilroy takes 3 off for his distance. That's a 12. He is on the fairway, further away than the other 2. He will be taking his second shot first. He has got approach long +5, 250 yards. He's going to lay up as long as it's not a 20, and it's not. So McIlroy lays up. Phil Mickelson in the rough is going to lay up. He is in good shape, just short of the water. Sergio Garcia has a decision. He takes out a 5-iron from 195 yards out. Yeah, I know it's insane. I can't hit a 5-iron 195 yards, but I'll bet he can. +3 approach long. His rating makes it a +1. He is going for all of it. Rolls an 8. He is in the sand above the green on the right. At least he's not in the water. Not yet. Layup shots. Phil Mickelson, +0 modification. Approach short makes it a -2. And Mickelson zeroes in. He'll have about a 2-foot putt. A tap in for birdie. After being in the rough and having to lay up, his short game has been spot on. Goodness. Mickelson on the green. Rory McIlroy with a short approach. And he'll be reading -2 on the dice. And he's going for a hole out. Doesn't get it, but he will have a short tap in for birdie as well. Sergio Garcia hoping to join in on the fun. Short sand, -1. -3 with his rating. And 0. And all 3 will have a birdie tap in. Let's go in order of honors. Let's go Mickelson. Makes it. Garcia makes it. McIlroy makes it. 3 birdies on 15. Mickelson to -3. Garcia to -2. McIlroy to +2. After 15. So we make one final swap of the course sheets here. We're in the home stretch, the 16th hole, the par 3, where Nicklaus almost holed out on his charge to 9 under to win the 86 Masters. He had no idea how close he was. He couldn't see that well, and the crowd erupted. He figured, okay, I'm on the green. He didn't realize he missed it by like 3 inches, a hole-in-one. So, honors carry Mickelson, Garcia, McIlroy. Phil Mickelson. Approach medium +1 for everybody. And he will read -1 on the dice for a P4. So he'll have a long birdie putt. He is on the green. We'll call him there. Sergio Garcia, approach medium +1. He'll be reading an even roll. And Garcia just misses the hole-in-one. How close did he get? 1, it's in the hole. 2, it's a tap in. Oh, goodness. Oh. For chip shots, 1 to 3, it's in the hole. I've got to remember that. I might have missed some. But Garcia with a tap in right there. He has a most assured birdie putt. May well eclipse Mickelson on this hole, at the very least join him at 3 under. Rory Mcilroy, approach medium +1. His rating makes it an even roll, and he rolls a 2. So he'll have about half the distance putt as Mickelson has for his birdie. Mickelson is up first with a P4. No change. Hole is no effect. So straight read. He reads a 0 and he drains it for the birdie. 24-foot putt from the upper right side of the green down the slope into the cup. Mickelson with another birdie, his 4th in a row, and he is making a charge. Goes to 4 under. Rory McIlroy. He is rolling a straight 1-0. He is in the cup. He's got a birdie. 4 birdies in his last 5 holes. 1 bogey to ruin the streak. Back on 14. He goes to 1 over. Tap in for Sergio Garcia. He is in the cup with a birdie himself. 3 birdies on 16. That is the 3rd time in 4 holes that all 3 golfers have birdied the hole. They're almost moving in unison simultaneously. Another Ben Wright. After 16, Phil Mickelson still in the lead at -4. Sergio Garcia keeping pace at 3 under par. And Rory McIlroy probably out of the running, but he is showing a respectable run here. And in the last 5 holes through Amen's corner, he has dropped from 4 over par to 1 over par. He is struggling, but he is keeping pace-ish after a horrible front 9. We go to 17. Straightforward par 4, more or less. Up a little more. There we go. That'll work. And honors stay. Mickelson, Garcia, McIlroy. Just saying that name makes my mouth bend into some mutation of Ben Wright. McIlroy. All right, Phil Mickelson with the drive. No change off the tee. He's going -2 for distance. A 16, and he's going to be in the rough way up the fairway on the right. Sergio Garcia taking a -2 on his roll. He rolls a 16, right up there with Mickelson. Rory Mcilroy. -3 for distance. Rolls a 4, and he hits a smashing shot right down the middle of the fairway. 90 yards from the green. 120. So first up is going to be Sergio Garcia out of the rough. 145 yards out. Rough medium 3. +3. And his rating makes it a +2. He rolls a 9. He is in the trap in front of the bunker. In front of the green, rather. Mickelson +3, rough medium. His rating makes that a +1. So he rolls a 6. He's just off the back of the green. And Rory Mcilroy. Approach short. +1. His rating makes that a -1. And he's going for a hole out. If he rolls a 1, just missed the hole out. It flipped over to the 13 at the last second. He does have a birdie tap in left to go. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Oh, so McIlroy is on the green. First we'll go with Garcia out of the sand. Short sand 0. His rating makes that a -2 read. Rolls a 4, so he'll have a P2 to save par. He's on the green. Phil Mickelson out of the rough, out of the fairway, the fringe, the short fairway hair, right behind the green. Chip short, -3. His rating makes that a -5. And he's rolling for a hole out. He doesn't get it, but he'll have a tap in to save par. So first up is Garcia, about an 8-footer to save par. The green gives a no adjustment, none on his card, straight read, 5 for a P2, and he misses it. He'll have a tap in left for bogey, and he's about to lose ground on Mickelson. Garcia is going to go ahead and tap that in. He gets it. Mickelson for his par gets it. McIlroy for birdie gets it. So bogey 5 for Garcia, drops to 2 under. Birdie 3 for McIlroy. 5 birdies in his last 6 holes, comes to even par. Par for Phil Mickelson, a par 4, keeps him at 4 under, and there we are going in onto the last tee. Mickelson -4, 4 under par, 2 under par for Garcia, 2 strokes back, 2 strokes further back. Rory McIlroy even par, but he is gaining ground. Not totally out of reason that he may catch Garcia on this last hole. It is a daunting par 4. And I recall at the Masters in 1990, Phil Mickelson, first round perhaps, hit this snap. I mean, he sliced it right around the trees, right here, and up the fairway. A beautiful shot Phil Mickelson made. In 1990, he was a rookie that year. I like Phil Mickelson, I really do. I like Phil Mickelson. Almost as much as Jack Nicklaus. So the honors are going to be Rory McIlroy teeing off first on the last hole. McIlroy with his drive takes a 3 off for his distance, and he smashes it past the fairway bunker going up the hill. He'll have a very short approach shot for his second shot to the green. Next up is going to be Phil Mickelson, of whom we just spoke. He'll take 2 off for his distance, a 14, and he is in the rough, just behind and to the right of Rory McIlroy. Next up, Sergio Garcia, 2017 Masters champion. Rolls a 6, takes off 2 for a 4, and he is right up in the middle of the fairway with Rory Mcilroy. We go to Phil Mickelson's second shot, which is rough medium +3. His rating on the card will make that a +1. Rolls a 7. He is short of the green in the fairway, so he's in a decent position to make a good third shot chip so we can one-putt this for par and maintain the lead. Next up is going to be Sergio Garcia with a short approach +1. His rating will take that to -1. And misses the hole out, but he will have a tap in for birdie. Garcia, a birdie that would take him to 3 under. If Mickelson somehow bogeys and we go to 3 under, the playoff will start at number 10, just like it would in the Masters. Garcia is on the green. Rory Mcilroy, short approach +1. His card makes it a -1. McIlroy is left with a tap-in putt for birdie. Phil Mickelson with his third shot, chip medium -2. His rating on the card makes that a -3, which is a 4. So he's got a P4 to save par. Oh no, a long putt to save par. He is up next. Phil Mickelson, he's done it before. He did it on 16 down the slope and drained it into the cup. He needs to do this in order to stop a tie from happening, potentially losing the round. Here is the putt. Mickelson, no adjustment on the pin placement. P4, no adjustment on his card. Rolls a 7. He'll have a P2 remaining. A really long putt to save bogey, and he is up again. He's rolling it again. No adjustments. Rolls a 0. He gets the bogey. He goes to 5. He shoots a 5, goes to 3 under. The only way he's going to win this round is if Garcia misses his tap in, but we're going to do Rory McIlroy's. McIlroy misses the tap in, misses the second tap in. Oh, comes apart on the 18th hole. 3 putts from 2 feet. And ruins his birdie streak. Scores a 5, goes to +1. Ah, your heart breaks. Sergio Garcia with a tap in. All he needs to do is not roll a 20. And I don't think he's going to because Rory rolled 2. It's in. We have a tie. But you know what? I think we're just going to leave it there because it's just a round. It's not a tournament. It's been an hour and a half anyway. So, guys, there we go. Final scores for the round. Phil Mickelson and Sergio Garcia tie at 3 under par. Rory McIlroy 4 strokes back at 1 over. This is DiceNutz Golf, guys. Let me get the thing out so I can tell you where to go. But it is a really fun little game. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Well worth the investment, in my opinion. DiceNutz Golf. Go to www.DiceNutz.com. They also have a Delphi forum. Do a search for Delphi forum DiceNutz. One word. DiceNutz. Great game. Fantastic. Cliff and gang put this together. Griffin and gang put this together. It's a good game. I enjoy it. I look forward to there being more courses. They already have Quail Hollow. Hope they'll get some more out. This is a brand new game. Only came out about 4 months ago or so, but it is fun. Good way to spend a little bit of time on an afternoon if you've got nothing else going on. So again, this is Chris, strat-o-matic Delaware, bringing you more tabletop stuff. Guys, keep on rolling. Have a great weekend.